let's play around with mixing some colors. We can start, let's go with a couple brushes. I have 2 flat brushes just because I'm using them. Let's start with lemon yellow. And we're going to be doing our mixing on the palette and not on the paper. You can do either one. So here's the lemon yellow. Boom. Nice color. Now let's mix it with one of our other colors, like one of the reds. This is a kind of a scarlet. I'll put some of that down. Now because the yellow is so much stronger than the red, I am going to take some of this lemon yellow here and just watch me carefully touch into the corner of that red and pull some of it over. You want to pull a little bit of the stronger color into the less strong color, a little bit at a time. And we'll mix that around. Notice how I flip my brush to get a better mix. And now we have an orange. So what you can do then is note that here we're mixing colors with that nice purpley red, and on this side we're mixing colors with the lemon yellow. So, here's the lemon yellow. All right, let's take another color with the lemon yellow. Lemon yellow. I'm going to add in this time, I mixed up my brushes. Got to remember, my smaller one is my adding color. So there's my lemon yellow and a little bit of, let's say, ultramarine blue. Here's the ultramarine blue. So I'll make a mark here. And here's the lemon yellow. And picking up a little of that ultramarine blue and pulling it over. By doing it this way, you still have both colors available very quickly, and you're mixing a color in the middle. That way you don't have to keep dipping back into your wells. We're mixing these, a little more of the yellow into it. Pull this down. What color do we get with this mixture? Ooh, look at that green. Isn't that beautiful? All right, lemon yellow again. Let's grab another color. And you can do this with all the colors in your palette. Start with one, add this one, add this one, add this one into the lemon yellow, go all through them and make yourself a little chart, and you can make little pencil or pen notes on the side so you remember what you blended to create those colors. I'm going to pick up some burnt sienna now. There's my burnt sienna. The lemon yellow with a little burnt sienna. What color is that going to look like? Mix it in the middle. Okay. It's a different type of orange. Now what happens if we mix more of that burnt sienna into that lemon yellow? We'll make it a little stronger. See, it's a little deeper. So we start understanding how mixing our colors are going to work. And you can make a whole chart of this going down through. Let's try a different color for now. Let's go with this scarlet. Just happens to be a cool red I have on my palette. Scarlet. Very thick. I have a lot there. A little too much. I'm going to clean it off a bit. And then I'm going to pick, I still have a clump on the side I can see because I touched my sponge and I saw that little clump. I want to make sure this is clean, pretty clean. Now let's mix this. Well, we've done it with the lemon yellow, so we know what that's going to do, but let's now try it with that ultramarine blue. There's the ultra blue with that purpley scarlet, purple red. Pull them together. They're both pretty much the same intensity. So you can see I'm going back and forth. I'm pulling a little of the blue in, and then I'm pulling a little more of the red in. And by that way, we can get a really beautiful purple by mixing those two colors. Keep in mind, let's try that blue again. Was this still my blue? Yes. It's better if you do this logically. I'm just showing you as an example, but do play with this and try it. I've done full charts of these. So let's say we like this purple, but we want it a little more on the blue side. So what do? We just come over and we add a little more blue in, mix that in, and it becomes more of a blue purple. See the difference between those two? The same two colors were combined, but this had about half and half, and this one had about 2/3 of the blue and 1/3 of the red. What if we went in the other direction and added more of the red in? Of course, then we're going to end up with something more of that. See, it's closer to that red, but it still has a little blue in it. Let's now take this red. Since we're working with this red, I need a fresh pile of it. And combine it with, I don't know, what could we combine it with? Let's try with our burnt sienna again. Or even better, let's try the burnt umber, just for burnt umber's sake. This is fun. He wants to be involved in our painting as well. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 of these to see the difference in the amount. Now I can blend these two together. I can see that the red is taking over. I'm going to add a little more burnt umber in there. Just pull up a little corner of that. Blend, blend. Let's try it out. There it is. What if we add more of the burnt umber in? It's going to make it a little darker. You can make almost any color you want using your 3 primaries: yellow, red, and blue. Yellow, red, and blue. And you have a warm and a cool of each of those colors. Here's your warm yellow, your cool yellow, your warm red, a cool red, a warm blue, and a cool blue. I also often use my burnt umber as my dark because very quickly, and these are 2 of my favorite combinations, is using, we'll start with the ultramarine blue here. I need to touch more water. I don't dip it all the way in. If you notice for my water, I just touch the corner of my brush. Let me see if you can see that a little better. I just touch the corner to pick up some water. Wet that a little bit more. And then let's get some burnt umber over here. Now these are 2 great colors that are very, very versatile. If you need a gray, watch what happens with this. It's that beautiful blue and that beautiful brown burnt umber, and that's going to create a wonderful gray. Here, whoops. Got to pay attention to what you have. This is ultramarine blue with the burnt umber. We can also mix it again with, say, more blue. We're like, oh, I like that gray, but I want it to be a little more blue. Now it's kind of the same. It's just those two colors in differing amounts, and you have two very different grays. Say if you wanted it a little more purpley gray, you can mix three colors together. Let's pull up some of this red, mix it into this gray, and now you can see why I leave some of these colors at the edge of my paper. Now we have a purpley gray. And I'm still staying within 2, 4, 6, 7 colors. Anything else on my palette is kind of superfluous. It's just something that's there for convenience, mostly. Because I know out of those 7 colors, I can mix almost everything I want. What if you want a lighter gray? You just pick up some clean water in your brush, add a little more water into that, and you have a lighter gray. You want it a little more brown gray. Add a little more of the brown. Look at the variety of colors I have gotten in just this limited amount. I recommend that you experiment and go and cover a whole sheet of paper with these little experimental squares. Every now and then, you're going to want to clean your palette. Spray it with a little water. Just do a quick paper towel wipe, clean it up. Now you have a nice clean mixing spot. And you can try other colors. What other colors could we try? Let's try the cerulean blue. Cerulean blue. And some burnt sienna. That's that rusty. That is an extra color. I'm getting away from that. But watch what these two do together. This is a very different type of gray. Let's make it a little more blue gray. Let's make it a little more warm gray. Again, just the same two colors. I'm using cerulean blue and the burnt sienna, which is the rusty one. What if I take my cerulean blue? If I'm going into my well of color, I want to make sure I have a clean brush. I don't want to contaminate my well. Nice color, huh? Let's try this with a couple of the reds. Let's try it with this cool red here. You can keep better track of what you're doing. I'm just showing you some examples. Let's mix those together. Turn my brush over, mix it up. Look at that nice purple. Mix a little more of that red in there. Look at that one. Notice how this one was our ultramarine blue and our that was our cool red. And this one is with the cerulean blue and the cool red. Slightly different. But what if we take our warm red here and mix this in with our cerulean blue? What will we get here? Now, because these two are opaque colors, we're going to get more of a grayed kind of purple. That came out pretty red. Let's add some more blue into that. Put a little more blue into that. See, by having that available and each thing has almost its little area and I'm kind of pulling them together, I can get a lot of variety very quickly. So play with this, have some fun. Let me know how it goes. I'm excited to hear. Oh, more excited to see, actually.